with regards to calories, what's really important to understand is that calories can either make you bigger, they can make you smaller, but you need to be aware. No matter what your goal is, you need to be aware of like the amount that you're consuming. You don't need to necessarily count your calories, but you need to be aware of it. You can't just eat, and then be like, oh, I'm putting weight on. I don't know why. So you need to be aware of the calories you're consuming. There is a few different ways you can do it. So you've got MyFitnessPal, which is an app you can use, which basically you just scan in the foods that you're having. There's the hand portion sizes, which I'll go over in a second. And there's also scales. With scales, I normally say use them just for like your carbs, so like pasta, rice, oats. Use them for your carbs, because most, like obviously vegetables like a sweet potato just comes as one, or like chicken just comes as a breast sort of thing. So when it comes to scales, you want to use them mainly for your carbs. Now, so let's touch on MyFitnessPal. So what you would do is you download the app, and then you'll put in your details, how many calories you're looking to consume, which I'll go on to in a second. How many calories you're looking to consume, and then you just basically scan in all your foods, and you just build your way up to those calories. The good thing about it is that it's really easy to do because you can just scan your foods. The bad thing is that it doesn't necessarily get you into a good system of eating healthy, because in a day, if you have like 2,000 calories, it's like, right, well, I could have 10 Mars bars if I really wanted to, because like it's going to be under 2,000 calories. So this is the only downside about using like an app like that, is that you don't focus too much on like what you're actually eating. You focus a lot more on like the amount that you're eating, which obviously is very, very important, the amount that you're eating, but what you're actually eating is vital as well. So the next one is hand portions. Use your hands. Simple as that. So protein foods is you're going to use your palm for protein. So like a chicken breast or a steak, something about a palm-sized amount. For vegetables, you want to use like a fist-sized amount. But I would say use like quite a lot. You can't really go wrong with veg. Like you want to have quite a lot because fibre is really good for you. And for carbs, you have like a cup-sized amount. So this is focused a bit more on weight loss. So it is a small amount. And you want your meals to be around about those sizes. For males, it's literally double of everything that I've just said. Now, the tests that you'd need to do is a bit of trial and error, like it is with everything. It's trial and error, because you could do these portion sizes and you could be really hungry after it. So you just know next time, right, I just need to add more veggies in, eat that. If eat that meal, if you're feeling good, stick with that size. If you're still feeling hungry, right, well, I'm going to add more carbs in just to like beef up the meal a little bit more. So you play about with it. You're not going to figure this thing out overnight. You have to test to see what works best for your body, because some people work better having more carbs, some people work better having more protein, some people work better having more fats. So you need to find out what works for you and your body type. What I would say to do to start off from a very, very simple basic level is to start off by just tracking one meal every day, and then just build up to that over months, over weeks, totally up to you. You want to just track one meal a day, and just by doing that one meal, it'll just make you more aware of everything that you're having throughout the day. So even if just for one meal you track it on MyFitnessPal, for one meal you measure your food with scales, or for one meal you do the portion sizes that we just spoke about. Either way, just track one meal every day, just see how much more aware it makes you of what you're eating. And it's really important that you do this because this relates to your progress. Because if at week 1 you take photos, then at week 8 you take photos again, and you haven't seen much change, you're likely, depending on your goal, you're not eating the right amount of food. So, but if at week 1 and week 8 you've progressed, then you're eating the right amount. So stay on track. And then again, from week 8 to like week 16, if you haven't progressed, then change your diet around a little bit. So you have to keep on track of it like consistently. And I know it sounds intense to say, oh, you must keep on track of it consistently. That sounds intense, but in theory, all you're doing is you're doing a photo every 8 weeks. It's not really something you're doing every single day. So to do something every 8 weeks, which is going to take you 5-10 minutes, it's not exactly intense. It's something that everyone should really be able to do. Now, so just touching on calories. So if you just look at the presentation slide that's in front of you, So, depending on what your goal is, whether your goal is to lose fat or to lose weight, to stay as you are, or to gain more muscle, this is what you should really be focusing on. So, we'll go with the female body weight one. So, if you are looking to if you're looking to lose weight, and you currently weigh 200 pounds. I'm just doing this for easy numbers. If you currently weigh 200 pounds and then you want to times that by 10, and ideally your weight, your calories, you should be looking to consume about 2,000 calories a day. That's about where you're looking to consume. And then what you would do is you just split this into 3 different categories: fats, proteins, carbs, and just make sure that you're eating 2,000 calories from fats, proteins, and carbs. Now, honestly, this is a challenging way of doing it. It's probably the better way of doing it because it's more accurate. But not everyone works in this sort of like simple ideal world where we can all do this. Because if you have family, you have a stressful job, you're not gonna stick with this all the time. So what I would say to do is start making changes to your diet, start changing your habits in your diet, and then check again in 8 weeks for your progress. And if you've made progress, stick with what you're doing. If you haven't made progress, look at what you're doing again. But what I would always do is keep a very, very basic food diary so that you can see what you've eaten throughout the week, so you can see what you need to change. Because at the end of the day, if your progress if you haven't progressed much, then you're going to you have to look at your food diary. But if you haven't written a food diary out, you don't know what to change. If you have written a food diary out, then you can be like, right, well, I've eaten this, this, and this, and this, and this on these days. Let's make sure next week I don't eat these foods, because then hopefully I will progress more. But whereas if you haven't progressed and you're like, don't know why I haven't progressed, because I haven't done a food diary, then that's your mistake. So you need to make sure that you do some sort of food diary. While touching on food diary, a really simple thing to do, which will keep you so on track, is on like a Saturday or whichever day suits you, just write out what you plan to eat over the week. Write it all out. It doesn't have to be a different meal on every day, but just write out what you plan to eat over the week, so that when it gets around to Wednesday night and it's like, I'm hungry, what do I do? It's like, right, well, I plan to eat a chicken stir fry on Wednesday, so I will eat a chicken stir fry. But if you don't have a plan and it gets around to Wednesday night, you'll be like, what should I eat? And that's when you're likely going to go from pizza instead of something healthy. It's going to lead you towards your goals more. So really simple point on food diary. I would keep a food diary, but also I would write out what you plan to eat for the week, because it'll mean that you stay on track every day of the week then. Or at least it'll make sure you stay more on track compared to not doing a food diary.